Hello, hello, welcome back. Hope you guys are all doing well today. We are back in my garage, episode number 2 of BFE. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the first episode. Last time when we left off, we arrived at the new shop. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch the first episode. That will get you all caught up. As you guys recall, we were having some issues with the old nib when we pulled up here. And we took the nib apart, and these are all the parts that we pulled off the car that we thought that we would need. And, well, I phoned the auto repair shop, and guess what? They came through for us, and they delivered us the parts that we needed for our nib to get it hopefully back up and running in a much better way. I was able to push the car in over here and put it on this secondary lift. So that should make it easier for us, hopefully. Parts are still out here, and I have all the parts that the auto repair shop brought us, and some that, were pulled off the car, but there are a lot of our new parts here that the auto repair shop brought us, so I think we better get to work to getting this thing together. Now, if only I can find my tools. Oh, yeah, I put them back over here. I forgot. It's been a long night. And let me tell you what. We slept on that couch all night long here in the shop location. We got to get this thing up and running. We don't have a vehicle. We're stranded here without our little nib working, so yeah, let's get this thing back working again. And I tried to explore some options for some lights, and nothing's really worked all that well. I tried the big yellow one and that the store brought me, and wouldn't work. And then this little guy here doesn't create a whole lot of light. That other big one from the store just it kind of whites everything out, and it makes it even harder to see. See, like, this guy doesn't do much at all. Put it there maybe for some extra light, I guess. And I even have my headlamp on, so we'll have to maybe see about getting an electrician out here to getting some more lights in here, possibly. I'm not sure, but we're going to have to do a little bit on the lighting. And if you guys do notice, I did install another mod that freezes the time. So that'll help with light too. So hopefully 12 o'clock, maybe I'll back it up. I don't know what maybe the brightest time of day is here in my garage right now. Maybe it's about 10 or 11 o'clock, maybe the brightest time. I'm not sure, but noon can't be too bad. So we'll keep it at that. And if we are outside, it's not bad. But when you go inside, it is darker. But all right, let's get rolling here. Let's get this top end of the engine built. And we do need to replace one of our pistons. I tell you what, man. The auto parts store really came through for us. Let's actually pull that out for a minute. And I want to raise the car up. Looks like our mag light there sitting on the car is hanging on for dear life there. All right. Let's get this thing folded up in there if we can. All right. Let's get our Earl pan down there. I tell you what, that air filter housing in that likes to slip below the ground. Okay. One thing they didn't bring us, that they were out of, the auto parts store I'm speaking of, which is kind of strange. You wouldn't think this, but they were out of oil and coolant. So that just seems strange to me that an auto repair shop would be out of those kind of things. I mean, it's pretty wild. But Yeah, it is what it is, I guess, so. Hopefully we don't need any of that stuff. Alright. We got a head gasket. Yes, we do, right here. Get our head put back on. That engine is shaking. You guys notice that? That's not me with the mouse either, man. That engine's freaking shaking. Are these tight? Yeah, they're tight. Oh, and also, I forgot. After I turned off the camera, I'm like, man, I didn't check the transmission. Good thing I did. Our gearbox is fine. Our clutch pressure plate was fine, but our clutch and our flywheel was shot. So that's good I checked that, because that could have been also causing our issues with it not wanting to run down the road. So, all right. That's the fuel line. I guess we could put that in. Well, actually not, because we're going to need our new fuel pump, won't we? Get with the program, Nate. There we go. Oh, our new camshaft? Let's get that in, and then we'll get the cylinder head cover on. Yeah, you guys notice that the engine's shaking like crazy. Alright, let's get our timing chain on. Our timing belt. There we go. Let's get our cover back on this ride. Our new cylinder head cover. Oh, and also last night, too, I can't forget. I talked to our old buddy Hugo, and he told us, no, that car, this El Camino sitting here, never smashed into the building. It was actually just put here. It was involved in a front end collision, and he actually bought it after it was involved in the front end collision, and he just put it right here. And he's like, yeah. He's like, before I shut down the shop, I put it there and make it look like make it look like there was an accident here. He said, I thought that was funny, and I'm like, yeah, you would have thought that was real funny if that was really happened, smashed into your garage there. And then that pickup truck out there, he said that was just a truck, a project he was going to work on. He said, that's ours too. We can go ahead and take care of that if we want. And then, this truck right here. Sorry, guys, I got sidetracked there for a minute. This truck here, his old pickup truck, that, yes, this was his. He said he parked this here before he had to, had all the health problems and stuff, and he couldn't work anymore, so he parked this here. And I said, hey, you want me to, get this thing up and running again and give it to you? And he said, nah. He's like, because he can't drive anymore now. And he said, no, it's not doing me any good. He's like, I know you'll take good care of it. Fix it up, and you enjoy that pickup. He said, I know you'll treat it well, and it's in fantastic hands. So we're going to do it right. We're going to fix it up, and this is, we're going to treat this truck with the respect that it deserves. So it's lived a long life, so yeah, we need to get this thing rolling. So that is going to be something that we're going to be working on at some point. All right, let's get our fuel line on. So yeah, a lot of things are happening with the new shop, guys. So you're going to definitely want to stay tuned, because if you don't, there's a guarantee you're going to miss something. All right, probably want to get this thing raised up in the air. I guess we have some more things over here we can put on the engine. Probably goes over there. Oh, no, it goes right there. Okay. Put our belt on. Alternator belt. There we go. Grab our new Earl filter. Goes on right there. We will need this guy when we raise the car up. We can put our wires on. This guy back on. That is so weird, man. Engine is just shaking around. All right, so I think everything else can go. Oh, no, you know what? We got to pull those wires back off. This thing is not going to run without our new Sparkies on here. What am I thinking? I am all over the place today, guys. Stand up, you fool. When I look at that thing, the engine, man, it just freaks out for a second or two. Because you can see it's not me. Like, I'm not shaking or anything like that. Like, you'd have to shake like crazy to do that. But you can see I'm not. Look. When I look at the engine, it does it. It tells you right there, it ain't me. All right. Let's get our spark plug wrench. Toolbox is back here. Yeah, you can see the whole thing is shaking. Look at that. I'm not even touching the mouse right now. And it's doing it. It's shaking. It's moving around. Yeah, that ain't me. Yeah, for sure. Sometimes, I don't know. I get a little shaky sometimes in my hands sometimes for, for certain reasons. But that ain't me. That ain't me that time. All right, let's put on this exhaust. There we go. Did I tighten those down? Those spark plugs? Can't even remember if I did. I'm all over the place today, guys. All right, I think we can... we fasten this down now? Yeah, that's good. All that is good. Is that good? Yep. Just making sure, No harm in making sure. All right. So I did. Sorry, guys. Okay, so all this other stuff goes underneath. So let's raise this puppy up in the air. Grab the new drive shaft. And 3 bolts back here. Let's get this front differential up on in here. I mean, sometimes this, you know, two-post lift does work well. Like in this situation right now, it is working well. We're going to have to get some of those from the top. So we're going to have to lower it back down again. Not a big deal. We just can't reach those top bolts with a clutch pressure plate on the bottom. You just can't. Sure, I'm good over here too. Yep, everything is good. Sorry, guys, we hear some sirens in the background. Cops are coming for me. No, I'm just joking. Or am I? Yeah, sometimes I live in the city, and, you know, it's a noisy place around here. There's always sirens and everything going, and vehicles, and, yeah, it's a wild place around here. Got it there. I'm going to have to rate or lower it back down when we lower it down to tighten those up on the top side of the tranny. And I think, was it this front over here that needed it? Yeah, there we go. Get that in, and then right there. Oh, I think she is back together for the most part. Sure, everything is good here. We got our bolts here on the starter all good, I think. Is that the other bolt here? Yeah, we're good there. We're good. We're good. We're good. Nice. Nice. Got all the tranny bolts done up. So, if we did this correctly... Okay, we didn't... Oh, you know why? Our flashlight. Our flashlight. There we go. It wasn't closing right there at first, even after that. Alright, whatever. Alright, let's get this thing, this turd fired up. It is a turd. We got a turd out in BFE. Alright, let's push this thing back a little bit. Man, for such a little car, you wouldn't think it's that heavy, but man, it's heavy. Thing's hard to push. I just threw my back out there. Oh, getting down into the car, man, that hurt. Oh, let's see if this thing will crank over. Oh. Oh, yeah. Purred like it getting fired right up. Fired right up like there was no issue at all. Yeah. Before we do too much firing about, we gotta check, make sure our fluids are still good. We are bone dry. We are bone dry, cuz we are bone dry. So we don't want to run that long. It's a good thing. But we know it starts. We know it starts. So I can't tell if... Yeah, it don't look like we got any juice either in her. Nope. She bone dry, as I kind of expected. So It doesn't have any coolant or oil, so we can't even drive this thing unless our man Hugo left us some fluids sitting around here. But I didn't see any. Maybe in the back room there. That back room's an absolute mess. Oh my gosh. I mean, out here's a mess too, but we got, man, we got so much work to do on this place. Yeah, I don't see anything out here. Well, we're not in any better situation now because we're bone dry on the fluids. Anything back there? There's a dang wrench hiding under there. Dang wrench. We got enough trash bags to last us through the apocalypse. Battery down there. Yeah, we got to go through all this stuff, see what's good, what's bad, what we want to keep. It's going to take some time. I do not see any dang... Oh, wait a minute. Let's see how much coolant we got in these. 2 things of coolant. We're going to need some coolant. We got to check these, too. There's 2 jerry cans out there. Is there any... Nope. Oh, well... Maybe very little in there. I don't know if there's really any at all. Maybe just a tad in there. There we go. No. Probably dry too. Everything's bone dry around here. Oh, we do have another wrench. Ooh. Yeah, I don't see any Earl hanging out anywhere. Man. Does this thing have Earl in it? Think I can pick it up and drain it into ours if it does? What do you think? You think that's a possibility? I mean... Well, there goes that. That's bone dry, too. Everything's bone dry around here. Bone dry. Well, let's see if these got anything in them. They still have caps on them, so I'm hoping that there's something in here. But still, we need Earl, and that's an issue, and now we're still stranded out here, so... I guess what we'll have to do is call the auto repair shop and see if they got any fluids in. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I mean, we're stuck out here in BFE. Can I lean that up against that? No, I can't. Let's do it like this. There we go. That works. All right. Put this back over here. We'll just leave the hood off for now. Let's see if we got any juice in these. Okay, we got some juice in it. We'll see how much. I guess it really doesn't matter. We're at the mercy of the auto parts store now. Hopefully they got a new shipment in and they got fluids rolling. That's it. That's it? You hardly had anything in it. I mean, it gave us some, but... I mean, beggars can't be choosers, right? Better than nothing. I will say that. Now, if we did still have some Earl in her, or we had a bottle of oil, I would probably, with the coolant, and if we even had 1 bottle of oil, I would, yeah. Altogether, I don't even know if we had a whole jug of coolant. But yeah, even off this coolant, and if we had 1 quart of oil, I would chance it and go try to drive to the auto parts store. That would be worth it to me. But, yeah, she should be all right. We didn't run her along. We didn't, step on the accelerator or nothing. She just fired right up and idled for a few seconds. So she should be all right. She should be all right. We shouldn't have did much damage, if any, at all to that engine. I mean, the engine's not perfect anyways, but let's check these for some Earl. Put that trash stuff right there, and we'll throw it in the dumpster when we're done. Yeah. Think she bone dry, too. Bone dry. At some point, we'll have to take these and go fill them up somewhere, at the closest gas station. Well, you know what? Do we have, we don't have any kind of, like, shelving besides these, like, tables that are built onto the wall here. Let's open this. I closed everything down last night, and I went to sleep. There were some engines back here, some engine blocks. They left us some engine blocks that appear to be pretty good, so we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we can incorporate. Whoa, easy, bud. I think that's a good engine. He told me that was a new engine, basically. It was put into a car and then ran for about a total of 10 minutes, and then it was pulled back out for whatever reason. So I think that engine is still good. So what do we got here? Oh, it's a 350 block. Nice. What was this one? Oh, two 350 blocks. All right. Doing pretty good with the nice engine blocks. Put this one on the engine stand. Put our newly found wrench to work. There we go. He said this was a 380 engine block, so I bet that one puts out quite a bit of power. All right. Well, maybe we can get some of these cocaine bags out of the way. Will they go on here? No, they won't go on here. Maybe this shelf they'll fit on. Yeah, there we go. I knew that. What was I thinking? Yeah, he used these racks for sandbags, and I believe he used this shelf here for fluids. I believe, like I said, I had never been here before. I just saw pictures and remembering from memory of seeing those pictures. Yeah. This is going to be a big undertaking, getting this all cleaned up. A lot of running back and forth and doing things, but you know what? It's going to be worth it getting this old gym back up and fired up. I don't mean gym as a person or the gym where you go to work out. I mean like this is a gym. Place is an old gym. Got a lot of history. A lot of auto work's been done on on vehicles in here. And I think I'm going to move this couch to give us a little bit more room to walk around here. I think I'm going to try to slip it into the office. Well, that didn't work as planned, huh? What the heck is going on with this truck? Oh boy, things are going haywire. Well, and it let itself back down again. Cool. You know, we can try to pump that tire back up. I think he's got some tools over here. Might need to move the air compressor a little closer. Yeah, we're gonna have to bring it a little closer. Maybe I'll invest in another one. Maybe I'll order another one of these when I order some fluids. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll just keep the one for now. I'm not sure. Probably be better just to keep the one for now. Okay, now she's... There we go. Man, this truck's a beast to move. There we go. I don't know how long she's going to hold for, but... Is that a dang hole in the floorboard? Wow. Ooh, it looks like the firewall is separating from the floorboard there. This thing's got some major issues. Holy moly. It'll keep it from moving around a little bit, I think, but that tire's probably just going to go flat again. We'll have to see if these old mud tires hold any air. That might be a better option for that truck. But we'll have to see. And we got a lot of sandbags laying around here. You have our sandblaster. Alright, we got that shelf filled up. We could throw one of these in the sandblaster. No more bags over here. We got a few sitting up there. We got one here. That's a bed fender for a B200. I don't know if it's for this one or the other one sitting out back. Who knows? Alright, let's throw some bags, I guess, right here. I guess this is best... Good place as any, really. Best place for them. Right here, right next to the other ones. All right. Let's throw this here. Should be able to get this underneath here, huh? All right, we got that down there. Let's move some things around in here real quick. We got our move tool here. Let's move this material master out of the way. That will allow us to paint parts. Move this guy out of the way. This one here. And then... I'd like to move that stuff here. Let me put this down for a minute. We got a cross member here, huh? Pick up cross member. What in the world is... What? No way. He had money stashed under here? Did he even know about this? That is wild. How much is that? $2,000? And $12,000 he had stashed underneath? I wonder if he forgot this. Be in the office, did he just drop it on the floor and forget it? didn't realize it or what? Like, that's, whoa. I'm gonna have to make sure I tell Hugo about that. I mean that is $12,000. That's a lot of money. So I'm gonna have to tell him about that because we can't just take it because I see that as, you know, stealing from him. So that is, it's pretty wild. That's a wild find there. I don't know if this is gonna exactly fit, but let's actually pull this out of here. Put this out here. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna add this to our money right now. The 12,000 is not ours. It's Hugo's, so we gotta tell him what we found, and I'm almost sure that he's gonna want that back. All right, we're struggling for some space here, guys. Not the biggest of shops. Let's see if we can get it through the door here. Oh man, just squeezing it through. Oh, just enough room. This is a long couch. Okay, so it fits, but I don't know how good this is gonna go. See if I can get past here. Oh, it just fits behind the door. Heck yeah, let me jump up on here real quick. Okay, we still have some room to move that back. Alright. Close this door for a minute. That would probably make it easier. Yeah, it looks like it's up against the wall. There we go. I'd say that's pretty good. Might be able to move it down just a little bit. There we go. That should be good. All right. That's about as good as we're going to get it if we want it in here. It's not going to fit over here. There's this shelf. Oh, yeah. Plenty of room with the door. Heck yeah. Looking good. I didn't know if that was going to fit or not, but I'm glad it does. I'll probably want to get it this way through the door. Long ways through the door. Alright, squeeze it in here. It's going to be a tight little office, but, you know, it'll be alright. There we go, that works. Let's grab the captain's chair. Alright. Good as new. Good as new. I really want to start working on this truck, but with only having $8,000 to our name, I don't know if that's too smart. Because this is, we're keeping this truck. We can't sell that truck, obviously, you know. Man, maybe we need to get that pickup in here, or maybe the smarter move would probably be trying to get the El Camino in here and seeing what, you know, seeing what that has in store for us. Yeah, look at that office. Looks pretty good now. Now, all we need to do is find a better place for this material master. You think underneath of there would be better? I don't know. Nah, it's kind of in the way here. Put it maybe right here. Alright, that's good. Move these out of the way of the door. We're going to have to figure out something for those. Move this. And we'll put it over here by the truck. I'm not sure what we want to do with that yet. Put the tools back over here. Where they were. There we go. See about this toolbox here. Let's put this up against the wall, right? Or not really against the wall because the hose is there, but we'll put it right there for now. Okay, she straightened up a little bit. A little bit. Let's go take a look at this El Camino. Yeah. You know what? This is probably the better deal. Trying to get this fixed up. I don't know if anything on the rear end really is all that bad. I see, obviously, tail lights need to be replaced, but that's not a big deal at all. That's nothing. But this is. This is a big deal. Oh, man. Yeah, we got some issues there, so I think that's going to do it for this one, guys. What I'm going to do in the meantime is, after I turn the camera off here, I'm going to try to get this El Camino around the front of the building, and I think we're going to try to get this thing inside and try to get it on the lift. I think. Or, I don't know, I might just try to push it back over here into this space here for a worker area and put it up on some jacks, possibly. I might do that. I don't know. This is a big behemoth car that weighs a ton. Or tons. And getting it around to the front and getting the nib pushed out, back out, and onto that lift, that's going to be a tough task, I think. So our best bet might be trying to get it up on jacks right back here. That's probably the better move. Yeah, that's what I'm probably going to do. So I got to figure that out, guys, in the meantime. So hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please leave the video a like. If you like my content, like my channel, consider subscribing to me. All your support is greatly appreciated. So until next time, guys, we'll see you later.